up, YouTube? Fellow tool junkies of the world. It's your favorite tool junkie here. And you know what today is. It's Wednesday. We got our Mac tool guy here. He has allowed us to gracefully take a tour of his truck today. What's up, buddy? Alright guys, so for those of you who don't know, my name is Rob. I am in central New Jersey, and we're going to introduce you now to my favorite tool dealer here in the area. His name is Mark Moses. Introduce yourself to the crowd.
I'm Mark Moses. I run a Mac Tools route in what is mostly Monmouth County of New Jersey. And over here we got a lot going on, all sorts of different types of places to work with, from big trucks to motorcycles, boats, you name it. So we got to keep a good variety of stuff going on this truck, try and have something for everyone, and do what we need to suit everyone's needs, you know?
Sweet, sweet, yes. So what I figured we'd do today is give a little challenge to my man Mark here. Just basically pose the question to him. What are the top 5 tools that he would recommend to a beginning tech, a new tech in the industry, or someone that steps onto his truck for the first time? What would he basically recommend to them to purchase first off of this truck?
So, looking at the general auto industry, there's some flagship tools that most people need to have in their box right away. We got a couple options here that I laid out to go over what I think are definitely necessities, and they all work in pretty particular realms, but they're tools that you could grab at any point in time. So for starters, if you don't have one, you absolutely have to have a good plier set. Ours come in nice little bags that have matching stitching to the handle color, come in green, orange, and red, and without a good plier set, you're probably not going to be overly useful on most of the jobs that a car needs you to do.
Let's get the part number for that for the folks that want to.
This guy was in our last flyer. Still got some left over.
Cool, cool.
Doesn't hurt to have more.
Yeah, awesome, cool.
So, next, beyond that, the most common thing that you're going to see on bolts throughout all the vehicles, anytime you could need to take something loose, put it back in, you're going to need yourself Torx and hex. Now the example I went with here is more of a master Torx set with the mid-length hex that are in it. You're going to get both your regular and tamper-proof Torx, your E-Torx sockets, and mid-length hex, and that, generally speaking, is going to be able to cover the vast majority of any time you would need to loosen any sort of bolt or fastener that you come across on a car. Obviously, specialty is going to need to go a little deeper, but you're a new tech in the industry, something like this, great place to start where you need that.
What does that run about?
This set, I believe, is right around $350 normally.
Okay, cool, cool. Let's get a shot of the part number for the folks at home. Cool. All right.
Now, this is no specific order, but definitely what I'm going to go to is number 3. Whether you want them to be flex or not, absolutely need to get yourself some ratcheting wrenches.
Absolutely.
There are some jobs where you don't want ratcheting because you can't risk too much torque allowing any moving part to slip. But at this point in the auto industry, the quality is there and it's few and far between where that issue comes through. Ratcheting just makes the job so much easier. So the reason I grabbed 2 was because here I happen to have fixed position ratchets that have a slight angle, so it's easy to work with. And then on this end, I grabbed my locking flex. So you can get the same rigidity at working at angles that the regular do, but with the flex capabilities allowed you to work from more angles, different various places. Either way, ratcheting wrenches are an absolute must-have, go-to.
I agree 1000%. Alright, there's your part number, folks. Cool.
I guess we're going to what is technically number 4 here. Number 4, where I'm going at, is you're going to need to get yourself an air gun. Now on an air gun, this is our flagship model, has a removable detachable light on it, but the 1/2 inch is the bread and butter. It's where you're going to get the capabilities to do any sort of wheel, brake, suspension job that you need. It's going to have all the power you need. This guy has 1400 breakaway torque, and you know, it's just got absolute badass amount of power, cool paint job, looks beautiful, and all of our heavy duty air tools come with a 2-year warranty. And if you don't already have them, what I would pair with this one is easily a socket set to go with that.
Impact socket set, right?
Impact deep sockets, get all your wheels and suspension needs covered.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Mac is the only impact gun on the market right now that has the detachable LED face.
Yes, this is an innovation that came about. I believe this gun dropped into the market somewhere around the 2 to 2.5 year period ago.
Yeah.
Could be a little off on that. But this removable LED light, unfortunately I don't have it charged on trigger pull, activates basically like headlights. You know, keeping it full circle. You're working on cars, keep the tools functioning like cars.
Exactly.
But with a very small turn, this comes right off. If you don't need the light, it is recommended that you do take it off so you don't beat it up. But that 2-year warranty that covers this gun also includes the light on the front.
That is good to know.
Quick little snap back on and you're working in dark. I always say to everyone all the time, can't work in darkness. You need a good light.
Exactly.
And to round it up, number 5, I went for a 2-parter here just because they both function differently and are equally as necessary. You got to get yourself some sort of brake tools. So right here, I have an impact driver. I mean, this is usable beyond the realm of brakes, but the most common usage for this is you take your number 3 Phillips, you take the Phillips head screws right out of the caliper bolts, then you need something to be able to retract those pistons, and you know, this is kind of a double down situation. If you can't work on brakes, like the gun, you can't work on wheels and tires. That's the starting base for getting into the industry. If you're not going to be able to do that type of heavy work, then there's not much room for you to move up if you can't get it done.
1000%. And those set screws on the rotors on those Hondas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You definitely need that impact screwdriver.
All right. If you can't get it apart, put it back together with the right tools. You're not doing your job right. No one's going to want you around. Make sure you use your tools right.
Exactly.
Lifetime warranty is absolutely one of the greatest things we can offer, but don't abuse the tools, kids.
Good to know. Good to know. So that was all 5, right? You got any more for us? Got a bonus item?
We can hit a bonus item. I mean, you could throw the speedy brake right there into the brake tool situation.
Oh, that's a great tool.
Perfect example. Back into the brake realm. Got to change some pads real quick. Maybe the rest of it doesn't need too much work. But the speedy brake is great because you get a pistol handle. Very easy to use. And then I'll just bring it to one more bonus item, especially for new guys. Your spill-proof coolant funnel. This guy comes with multiple fittings so that you can work with different vehicles. So the way you lock it in, you get an absolutely airtight seal on whatever cooling system you're working on. And it keeps you from throwing coolant and antifreeze all over the place. No one likes that.
Yeah, guys. I mean, it doesn't cover every vehicle, but it does cover a huge variety. And, you know, when you're doing coolant flushes or anything, replacing radiators or anything like that, you do need to make sure there's no air in the system, and that does help out quite a bit.
Absolutely. All right. Well, those are at the very least my top 5 recommendations and a couple bonus items for anyone new in the industry. You got to get yourself a good baseline and work out from there. Figure out what you like to do, what you're good at, and keep it moving forward.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot for your time, brother. I appreciate it, and I think we're going to try and make you YouTube famous. What do you think?
Let's get there, man.
Let's get there, huh?
Anytime,
All right, cool. Let's do it. And for those of you who noticed about halfway through the video, my good friend Ravi stepped up onto the truck. What are you looking for today, Ravi? Are you looking for anything in particular, or just kind of perusing the Mac Tools truck? All right, guys. That'll do it for us today on the Mac Tools truck. I want to give a good shout out and a thank you to Mark Moses for letting us on his truck. Thanks a lot, guys.